Welcome to section where we're going to be talking about re-engagement tactics. So these are things you can do to take your existing list and just let them know that you're still there. Help keep you top of mind. And this will also help you get paid too. That's why the first thing we're going to talk about is how to update a soon-to-be expired credit card automatically. Because if a card is scheduled to be billed, you've already earned that money. It's yours. So the worst thing in the world is having it not go through because the credit card expired. That's a silly reason to have to spend man hours to recover that money. So I'm going to show you how to automatically be able to get credit cards updated. Then we're going to look at the traditional idea of re-engagement. We're going to look at re-engaging in inactive emails that are within your database. Because people do say the money's in the list, but really it's in the relationship with the list. And if you've got a bunch of people that aren't engaging, it doesn't do you much good. So I'm going to show you some specific tactics to re-engage those inactive emails in your database and know who you should, consider removing from your database. And speaking of removing from the database, when people opt out, there's many different things that we can do. So that's why the last video of this section, we're going to build what I call a Vaynerchuk opt-out. This is modeled after a strategy that a man, Gary Vaynerchuk, teaches, where when somebody opts out of your newsletter or your email list or whatever, you call them on the phone and you say, hey, I'm sorry you opted out. And when was the last time you got a phone call from a company apologizing for you opting out of their list? Talk about wow. So if you want to learn about any of these re-engagement tactics, definitely keep watching. In this video, we're going to look at updating a soon-to-be expired credit card automatically. Collecting overdue payments can be expensive and time-consuming. An innocent reason for the card on file to fail is simply that it has expired. By automatically giving customers the opportunity to update a card, we can provide a better customer experience and lower operating costs. So in this video, it's primarily intended for companies that sell using subscriptions or payment plans. So what we're going to look at is setting up the billing automation trigger, and then we're going to look at what the email itself can actually say, and then we're going to look at some cool things like the interaction automation that's available and some other extensions and ideas to this. So we're going to start by going to the main navigation, and in the e-commerce column we're going to go down to settings at the bottom. In our order settings on the left, we're going to go to billing automation. In using this trigger type drop-down, we're going to choose when a credit card is going to expire. We're going to go ahead and add this trigger. So for the criteria, we want it to be any type. We want to say when the card is expiring in 30 days. We're going to keep this at no. In the actions drop-down, we are going to select send an email, fax, etc. We have to choose that what we're sending is an email. And to save some time, I have pre-written this email for us. So we'll look at that. So this is a billing 30-day expiring. So you can go ahead and hit add to create a new one fresh if you're watching this video and following along. But here would be our template. So we can give it a pretty serious subject line. Now you'll notice this credit card type merge field. Because we're editing a billing automation email, in the merge field options, we actually have credit card fields. So that's how we could put the credit card type on file. And the email itself, it's nice and transactional to the point. Sorry for the harsh subject line, but your Visa, MasterCard, whatever credit card type, ending in last 4 digits, which is this merge field, is going to expire soon. To prevent any headaches, please update the card on file. That would help us out. And what I've put is the plain text update link. You can also choose an HTML link. That'll be an actual hyperlinked piece of text. The plain text is just the raw URL itself. Personal choice, it's up to you. So once you've written this email, you're going to want to go down to the very bottom here and mark this template as ready. So the first time that you do it, when you click here to add a new template, you'll write your email, and then you're going to come down and mark this as ready. And this way the system knows to actually send it. Otherwise, it's basically in a draft mode. So once we've got this email, we can go ahead and save it. And then now we can save this action itself. And then we actually save the entire billing trigger. So when a customer has a card on file that is scheduled to be billed in the future, 30 days before the card's expiration, an email will be sent. The update link in the email allows the customer to update the credit card record on their own and prevent automated billing interruptions. So there's a couple of things to point out here. The reason why credit card merge fields are available is because we are editing an email from within the context of an expiring credit card trigger. We can actually see in the URL that the merge context is credit card. So that's why that's available. And this only shows up when you edit an email from within a billing trigger. Now if we wanted to, we could also apply a tag that this billing fail has happened. So now in addition to the email being sent, we can also be applying a tag. And what we can do with this tag, we can do some additional follow-up here. Now, billing triggers are dealing with the e-commerce experience, and Infusionsoft knows which credit card record it should be pointing to through the update link in that email. However, the campaign builder is not able to discern which credit card record caused the tag to be applied. So, this means that the update link will fail if you manually type it into a campaign builder email. The whole point is that if you're going to use a campaign, this needs to be non-email follow-up. So maybe this is a phone call, maybe we send them something in the mail, maybe we add them to a custom Facebook audience and show them some ads that say, hey, your card's about to expire, check your email. So there's actual automation for how people interact with this update link. It's an esoteric yet very powerful automation trigger, and it lets you track those update email interactions. So from within the e-commerce settings here, if you go to the orders section and you scroll about midway down through the page, in the notification, under this notification section, above the notification section, we have an action set for when they click the update credit card link and when they update. So we can have this action apply a tag whenever they click, and then we can have this apply a tag if they successfully update their credit card. And now our automation can look something like this. They click the CC update link. And then of course, hopefully they're going to go ahead and update their credit card. If they choose to update their credit card, we want to make sure that we're resetting all tags. So any of these payment or expiration tags or whatever, we'd want to make sure that we're resetting them at the very end if someone updates their credit card, and that way it ensures the whole process can repeat. And then in between here, we can have some highly targeted automation, and we can do something like reset the tag here. So if they click to update and then they don't, maybe the next day they try it again. We want this whole thing to repeat again. But we can do something like reset the tag, wait 15 minutes, and then a task to call. And this is going to be a highly productive, focused use of this person's time, because we know that someone just clicked the link in their email to update their credit card, and they did not actually do it. So we can pick up the phone and give them a call right now, and hopefully get their credit card updated right there on the fly. No problem at all. One last extension to this idea is that we can create a follow-up sequence using more than one billing trigger or tag. So in this case, we want to make sure we're removing the functional tags like we usually do. But then we can create billing triggers for the different timings. So we can have, of course, our 30-day expiration, and then maybe we have a 7-day expiration email. So, of course, we have this tag here, and then we would make sure to have a billing automation trigger for when it expires in 7 days. So you would have almost the exact same action here. You would have a 7-day expiring email with the link that they can click on, and then you can have a 7-day expiring tag, which then goes into this process. And if anything, these sequences can all be empty, well, except this one. And this will at least give you some data on the effectiveness of your expiration emails and things like that. And if you really wanted to blow it out, you could also have one that goes on the actual day that their card expires. And then, of course, to do this, you would want to make sure that you have a third billing trigger for when the card expires. In that case, you would say when it expires in 0 days. That basically means that today's the expiration date.